this question, there is a boy who is holding a stick and he is pushing this ring with the help of this stick. The mass of the ring is 2 kg and its radius is 0.5 meters, and this stick is in vertical position, and this stick applies a force of 2 Newton on this ring in this direction. So this is 2 Newton, and due to this force, this ring starts to accelerate in the direction of the force like that, and its acceleration A is equal to 0.3 meters per second square. Now it is given that this ring is rolling purely on the ground, as well as the friction on the ground is available to large enough to prevent any kind of sliding, and we have to find out the coefficient of friction between stick and this ring. So let us start the question by drawing all the forces which are acting on this ring. So we know that the friction acting on this ring, let's suppose it is in the forward direction. This is the friction of the ground. So this is F, and the friction of this ring on the stick would be acting in the upward direction because this ring is rotating like that. So it would be dragging this stick in the upward direction. So the friction applied by this ring on the stick is in upward direction, and the friction applied by this stick on the ring would be in the downward direction. So as we are writing the forces acting on the ring, so the friction acting on this ring would be in the downward direction, and let's suppose it is F dash. So first of all, we have to write down the equation of forces. So we know that the total force acting on this ring in the forward direction is F and 2. So we can write down that 2 plus F is equal to ma. So 2 plus F is equal to m is 2, and A is given as 0.3. So you can see that 2 plus F is equal to 0.6. So F is equal to minus 1.4, which means that this friction is acting in the reverse direction because it is we have assumed it to be acting in the forward direction and it is coming out to be negative. So this friction is acting in the reverse direction. Now we have to find out the torque on this ring. So the torque acting on the ring will be, now we know that the acceleration is in the forward direction, therefore the angular acceleration would be like that. And if for the pure rolling condition, alpha is equal to A by R. So alpha is equal to A, which is 0.3, and the radius is 1 by 2. So it is 0.6 radians per second square. So this is the value of angular acceleration. Now we are balancing the torque about O, which is the center of this ring. So the torque about O would be the torque of this friction is acting on the backward direction. So this is negative. So let me draw this friction in the backward direction. First of all, so this is the friction F. Now we know that this ring is rotating in anti-clockwise sense, and the torque of this friction is in anti-clockwise sense, while the torque of this F dash is in clockwise sense. But this ring is rotating in anti-clockwise sense, therefore the bigger torque would be of F. So F into R minus F dash into R would be equal to I alpha. So F is 1.4, so this is 1.4 minus F dash, and R is common, so that is equal to m R square into alpha, where alpha is 0.6. So cancelling this R with R, so this is 1.4 minus F dash is equal to m into r, where m is 2 and r is 1 by 2. So this is only 0.6. So f dash is equal to 0.8. So this is the value of f dash. Now we know that at this contact the friction would be sliding friction, because this ring is rotating and stick is not moving in the vertical direction. Therefore the sliding would be occurring at this contact. So this friction would be equal to mu into normal reaction. Now the normal reaction would be 2 Newton force which is applied by this stick. So this is equal to 0.8, and therefore mu will be equal to 0.4. So we are comparing this mu with P by 10. So P would be equal to 4. So this is the correct answer. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a uniform disk of mass m and radius r. It is being lifted by using a string, and these strings have different tensions on both the sides. So first of all, let us draw the mg. So mg would be acting in the downward direction, and you can see that if we calculate the torque about the center of the disk, then you can easily see that the tension T2 is greater than the tension T1. Therefore the torque produced by T2 would be greater than the torque produced by T1, and hence this disk would rotate like that in anti-clockwise sense with some angular acceleration alpha, let's suppose. Now let's suppose that the center of this disk is moving in the upward direction with an acceleration a, and the total force acting on the disk is F is equal to mg by 2 plus 3 by 2 mg. So this F is equal to 2 mg, and the force which is acting in the downward direction is mg. So the net force would be 2 mg minus mg, and that would be equal to ma. So you can see that A would be equal to G. So option number A is correct one. Now we have to check other options also. So to calculate the angular acceleration, we can see that the torque of T2, which is T2 into R, minus torque of T1, which is T1 into R, is the net torque, and net torque would be equal to I alpha, where the moment of inertia, I am writing this equation as net torque is equal to I alpha. So the moment of inertia of this disk about this center is equal to m r square by 2, and the angular acceleration is alpha. So this is T2 minus T1 into R. So T2 minus T1 is equal to mg, and this is multiplied with R, and this is m r square by 2, and this is alpha. So cancelling m with m, r with r, alpha is equal to 2g by r. So option number C is also the correct one. Now to check option number D, we can see that the net torque acting on this disk is T1, in fact T2 minus T1 into R. So this is mgr. So the net torque is mgr. So option number D is also correct. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, you can see that there are two pulleys, this and this. The pulleys have the moment of inertia of mr square and their inner radius is r and outer radius is 2r. Now they are being hinged by these bearings A and B, and it is also given that the total torque of these bearings, which is a resistive torque, which is stopping these pulleys from being rotating, is mgr by 4. So this is total resistive torque of these two pulleys, mgr by 4, and we have to find out the tension between this string. So let's suppose that the tension in this string is T1 and this is T1. and this mass is moving in the downward direction with acceleration a, and mg is acting on this mass in the downward direction. Now the tension in this string is T2, and this is also T2. Now you can see that the acceleration of this disk would be alpha, and alpha would be equal to a by r. So this is the first equation. Now the acceleration of this point would be equal to 2r alpha. So this 2r alpha is equal to 2a. So therefore the acceleration of this point would also be equal to 2a. So the acceleration of this pulley alpha b, so alpha b would be equal to 2a by r. So it is equal to 2 alpha. Okay, so it is, I am repeating once again, that if the acceleration of this mass is a in the downward direction, then the acceleration of this point would be a in the downward direction. So if the acceleration of this pulley is alpha, then alpha would be equal to a upon r. Okay, now if this is a, then the acceleration of this point would be 2a, because this point is situated at a distance of 2r from the center. Now we can see that this is a taunted string, and therefore the acceleration of this point and this point would be equal. So the acceleration of this point is 2a, and therefore the acceleration of this point would also be equal to 2a. Now this is at a distance of r from this point center. So the angular acceleration alpha of this second pulley would be 2a divided by r. So this is equal to 2 alpha. Okay, so let us now write down the equation of force of this mass m. So this mass is moving in the downward direction. Therefore this is mg minus t1 would be equal to ma. This is the first equation. Now you can see that the equation of torque acting on this pulley would be T1 into R minus T2 into 2R, because this T2 is at a distance of 2R, and also the resistive torque. So the total resistive torque of both the pulleys are given as mgr by 4. So I am dividing this resistive torque equally in both the pulleys. So the resistive torque in pulley A would be mgr by 8, and this is equal to I alpha, where I is given as mr square and alpha is given as a by r by the equation number 1. So let us name this as 2. In fact, this is 2 and this is 3. So cancelling this r with r, this is small r. So cancelling this r with r, this is cancelled, and the equation would be T1 minus 2T2 minus mg by 8 is equal to ma. This is fourth equation. Now writing the torque of this pulley B, the only force which is producing the torque on pulley B is T2. So T2 into R would be equal to alpha B. So alpha B is equal to 2A by R and into I, moment of inertia. So the moment of inertia is mr square again. And again we have forgotten to write down the equation of the expression of resistive torque. So this would be like that. I am writing it again. So the torque of T2 is T2 into R minus the resistive torque is mgr by 8, and that is equal to mr square into alpha of B of pulley B, and alpha for pulley B is 2A by R. So cancelling this R with R, so this equation reduces to T2 minus mg by 8, and that is equal to 2ma. So this is equation number 5. Now we can multiply this equation 5 with 2. Multiplying equation 5 with 2. I'm not saying that multiplying with equation 5 with equation 2. I'm multiplying this complete equation with a factor of 2. So this would be 2T2 minus mg by 4, and that is equal to 4ma. So this is equation number 6. So we are adding equation 4, 3 and 6. 4 plus 3 plus 6. So you can see that when we'll add these equations, then T1 will be cancelled out with this T1, and 2T2 would be cancelled out with this 2T2. So the equation would be mg minus mg by 8 minus mg by 4 is equal to 6ma. Okay, so this would be, I'm writing it on the next page. So this would be, LCM is 8, so this is 8 mg minus 2 mg minus mg, that is equal to 6 ma. So this is 5 mg is equal to 6 ma, and a, in fact this is 5 by 8, yeah. So a would be equal to 5 by 48 g. Now we have to find out the tension in this string. So T2 can be calculated by equation number 5. So equation 5 says that T2 minus mg by 8 is equal to 2ma. T2 minus mg by 8 is equal to 2ma. So T2 minus mg by 8 is equal to 2m into a is 5g by 48. So T2 minus mg by 8 is equal to 5 mg by 24, and T2 would be equal to 5 by 24 plus 1 by 8 mg. So this T2 would be equal to mg by 3. So m is equal to 3 kg and g is 10, and this is, so T2 is equal to 10 newtons. So this is the final correct answer. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, you can see that there is a uniform rod of length L, and it is being hinged from this point. Now it is free to rotate about this axis, and there is no friction anywhere. Now we have to neglect the effect of the gravity, and there is a force F which is applied at this point at a distance x from this hinge, and this force is always perpendicular to the rod. Now we have to find out the normal reaction on the hinge as a function of x and F, and at that instant when this F was applied initially and the angular velocity was 0. So we have to find out the normal reaction of this hinge as a function of x and F. Now first of all, let us analyze the direction of normal reaction. So we can easily see that if this hinge would not present at this point and this rod was free to move, then this rod would have moved in the upward direction due to the fact that this force is applied in the upward direction. So we can say that the hinge normal reaction force would be acting in the downward direction. So this is normal reaction N. Now let us find out the torque about this point hinge. So torque about hinge would only be produced due to F, and therefore its torque will be F into X. Now this torque about hinge will be equal to I alpha, and therefore F into X will be equal to ml square by 3 into alpha. This ml square by 3 is the moment of inertia of this rod about this end. Now we can find out the alpha from this equation. So alpha is 3fx by ml square. So this is the value of alpha. Now we can also write the torque about center of mass, considering that center of mass would be at this point somewhere here, So this is L by 2. I'm just assuming that the center of mass is between F and normal reaction. Okay, so the distance of F from the center of mass would be x minus L by 2. So the torque about COM will be F into x minus L by 2 plus N into L by 2. So this is the torque about COM, and torque about center of mass will be equal to ml square by 12 into alpha. This ml square by 12 is the moment of inertia of the rod about the center of mass, and this is very unique concept that this alpha, which we have already calculated about this hinge, would be same about any point in the system. So this alpha would be same about center of mass also. So this torque Fx minus Fl by 2 plus Nl by 2 will be equal to ml square by 12 into alpha, and alpha is 3Fx by ml square. So cancelling this ml square with ml square. So this is Fx minus Fl by 2 plus Nl by 2 is equal to Fx by 4. So you can see that this is Fx 3Fx by 4 minus Fl by 2 is equal to minus Nl by 2. Okay, so this N will be equal to F minus 3Fx by 4 divided by L by 2. So this N would be equal to, F is common, this is 1 minus 3x by 2L. So this is the value of N in terms of F and X. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, you can see that there is a stepped pulley whose moment of inertia is 3 kg meter square. Now the inner radius of this stepped pulley is 1 and the outer radius is 2. Now this system is at rest initially, and this is released from rest, and assuming that there is no slipping between string and the pulley, we have to find out the angular acceleration of this pulley. So let's suppose the angular acceleration of this pulley is alpha, and the acceleration of this point is, in fact, acceleration of this point is a, then acceleration of this point would be 2a, because this point is at a distance of 2 meter and this point is at a distance of 1 meter from the center of rotation. So their acceleration would be related like that. Now let us assume that the tension in this string is T1 and the tension in this string is T2. So we can write down the equation of this 6 kg mass. So the equation of 6 kg is 6T minus T1 is equal to 12A, first equation, and equation of 3 kg is T2 minus 30 is equal to 3A. This is the second equation. Now we can multiply this equation 2 with a factor of 2. So multiplying equation 2 by a factor of 2. So this is 2T2 minus 6T is equal to 6A. This is third equation. Now writing down the equation for the torque. So you can see that this system is rotating in anti-clockwise sense. Therefore torque of T1 would be greater than the torque of T2. So torque of T1 would be T1 into 2 minus torque of T2 would be T2 into 1, and that would be equal to I alpha, where I is 3 and alpha is alpha. So this is 2T1 minus T2 is equal to 3 alpha, and alpha can be written as A by R, where R is 1. Okay, so the equation is 2T1 minus T2 is equal to 3A. This is the equation number 4. Now we can see that if we multiplying equation 1 with a factor of 2, so it would be 120 minus 2T1 is equal to 24A. This is the fifth equation. Now adding up equation 5, equation 4 and equation number 3. In fact, equation number 2. So you can see that if we add up equation 2 and equation 4, then T2 would cancel out. And if we add up equation 5 and equation 4, then 2T1 would cancel out. So this would be 120 and minus 30 will be equal to 3A plus 3A plus 24A. So this is 90 and that is equal to 30A. So A is equal to 3 and alpha is equal to A by 1, so it is equal to 3. So alpha will be equal to 3 radians per second square. Now let's move on the next question. In this question you can see that there is a rod which is kept on this rough floor at point A, and the instantaneous angle is 60 degree. When this rod is released from rest, then the friction is acting sufficiently enough to prevent this rod from sliding, and we have to find out the angular acceleration of the rod just at the time when it is released from rest, and the normal reaction and the friction acting on the rod at point A. So let us draw all the forces first of all. So mg would be acting like that in the downward direction. This is mg. The normal reaction would be acting in the upward direction. This is normal reaction, and as this point would have tendency to slip in the left hand side, therefore friction would be acting towards right side direction or right hand side direction. So this would be the friction. Now first of all, to find out the angular acceleration, let us write down the torque about point A. So torque about point A would be produced only due to mg, because these two forces are passing through point A, and therefore their torque would be 0. So the torque of mg about point A would be mg into L by 2 cos 60. This angle is 60 degrees, so this is mg into L by 2 cos 60. So torque about A is mg L by 4. So this is the first equation. Now this torque will be equal to I alpha, and therefore mg L by 4 will be equal to I, where I is moment of inertia of this rod about this point. So it is m L square by 3 into alpha. So cancelling this m with m and L with L, this is also capital L. So alpha is equal to 3g by 4L. Okay, now let us find out the friction and normal reaction. Let us see that obviously this point is at rest. So this point is at permanently rest. So the center of mass of this rod would be moving in a circle of radius L by 2. You can see that the center of this rod would be moving in a circle of radius L by 2, like that. Okay, so its instantaneous acceleration would be pointing like that in this direction. So this is A, and obviously this angle is 30. So the component of A is A cos 30, and this component of A is A sin 30. So in y direction, the equation would be mg is acting in the downward direction, normal reaction is acting in the upward direction. So mg I'm writing it this side. This is mg minus normal reaction is equal to m into A sin 30. So mg minus n is equal to m into A, where A will be equal to L by 2 alpha. Alpha is the angular acceleration. So A will be equal to L by 2 into alpha. So A will be equal to 3g by 8. Okay, so this is 3g by 8 and sin 30 is 1 by 2. So the normal reaction will be mg minus 3mg by 16. So this will be 13 mg by 16. So this is the normal reaction. And to find out friction, let us write down the equation in x-axis. So in x-axis, you can see that the only force acting in the forward direction is friction. So the equation would be friction will be equal to m into A cos 30. So F will be equal to m into A cos 30. So F is m, A is 3g by 8, and cos 30 is 3 root 3 by, in fact cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So F is equal to 3 root 3 mg by 60. So let's move on to the next question now.